like this year we should make resolutions that are within and not like, I mean, if you want to make a financial resolution, because I know a lot of us are in a hole right now, bitch. I know, I can tell you right now, I will be very open. I am definitely in a hole. And so next year you might want to clean that up. And let's be honest, I don't know how deep of a hole some people are in, because if you lose your job or something, or you was running a business, I know businesses is like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and or you know, some of y'all did the PPE loan. Those are loans, so you eventually got to pay those back and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. So I don't even know. I can't even. I mean, if you in deep debt, let's talk about that. If you're in deep debt too, like in deep debt, coming into 2020, yes, work on your debt, but don't let it consume you. So make that like your resolution is like, we're gonna fix this debt, and you might not fix it in a year. Depending on how deep that shit is, you probably won't, and that's fine. As long as you're working on fixing it gradually, and you're not goofing around like for real. So I mean, yes, finance is important, but once again, a lot of times we make resolutions like losing weight and being healthy. Those are things that are life. Being financially wise is not a resolution, people. Those are things we need to do, period. And I understand it's like, Brittany, that's hard. Being financially smart is not easy. Shit happens. And I am 100% aware. I just told y'all in the intro, like, the car, and that's the thing with cars, like, something might happen and you got to pay for it in order for that car to drive. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, well, what are we going to do? So I get that. I get that sometimes you fall into a hole and it's not your fault. But, you know, that goes back to saving, right? You're supposed to save for a rainy day. If we were saving, we probably would have stash in the back when something happens to the car, or when there's a leak in your house, or when things happen out of nowhere. You're supposed to always have money for a rainy day. So we need to practice on saving. And I know some of y'all like, I live check to check, I can't save. So what's next? These are things that, and I'm saying these things, and I could say them because I'm saying it and I'm fucked up. Okay? So that speaks volumes. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know what's right, and I'm still, you know, fucked up. So I could be able to speak and say, look, truthfully, it is what the fuck it is. Like, we need to be more financially smart. That is not a resolution thing. This is my podcast. I say what I say. Those are not New Year's resolutions. Those are things that you should be doing all the time. It's just trying to be financially smart. If you're living check to check, you know, I know 100%. And that's a hard pill to swallow. I'm not really sure what you could do differently. I did make an episode on finances on Princess Season 1. Definitely check that out too. That'll be linked in the description box. But I know that, for instance, I could say you might have to get a second job this year, right? I know a lot of my viewers are what, age 25 to 34. So some of y'all might have kids and stuff like that, right? So can you get a second job? Who the hell gonna watch your kids? Then you're gonna have to pay for a babysitter. Then you're gonna have to find daycare. Then you're gonna have to do this. And now you're paying for this and this and this and this and this. I know it's so many things. I wish I could, like, you know, when the world opened back up, hopefully I could bring guests on the show and stuff like that again, or whatever. I ain't gonna front, I do kind of enjoy doing it alone, but some topics it would be fun to have a guest. But definitely, I know I can't speak for every state. I'm pretty sure every state and city does this, but I know that if you go to college, some schools have daycare. You can put your kids in the daycare for free if you want to go back to school and stuff like that, and potentially just go back to school to get higher paying job, depending on what you want to do. Because we spoke on college tip, Smilage College. That is Brit Says Season 2. Bitch, if you're not on board with Brit Says, I don't really know what you're doing, to be honest, because we talk about everything. But if you want to go to school for something that means something, hey, my podcast. I always got to remind myself that, like, by all means, go back. Or if you know, because, like, I know, like, with teachers and stuff like that, I know that sometimes if they go get like a master's or whatever, they could get higher pay and stuff like that. So with things like that, go back to school, see if you can get your kids into the daycare while you're studying school. Second job, you know, and getting daycare, because I know daycare is so much money or things like that. I'm really not sure. That's why I wish I had a guess. But I know that there's ways around this. You know, start a blog, start an Etsy, like try. Look into things, you know, to build your bank account. Look for a new job. I know some people feel like they stuck in their job and things like that, right? Is that a New Year's resolution? Looking for a new job. Is that a suitable New Year's resolution? You know what I'll say? I will consider looking for a job a New Year's resolution. Why? Because it's not something you always have to do. If you like your job, then you like your job. It's not something you should always be doing. Like, being healthy is something you should always be doing. Being financially smart is something you should always be doing. Getting a new job, technically, is not something you always should be doing. A lot of millennials, we can't relate. We're job hoppers. But if you really, really need a new job and you really, really want more money, then by all means, you know, start looking for a new gig. Hopefully 2021 will bring more career opportunities or whatever. But yeah, you can do that. It was jobs. I had something on the top of my song. Oh, starting a new business. Actually, I feel like it was such a surge in business starting in 2020. Do any of y'all agree with that? I feel like I seen so many businesses, or at least maybe people were paying for ads. Like, I feel like Instagram sent me so much businesses that I actually shopped at. Some of them I've shopped with. I have friends create businesses and nonprofits and stuff. This year, 2020, was a big business year. I think if you want to start a business, definitely do it, but definitely pick something you really love. I know firsthand, you know, a lot of the business I created, I loved. I don't know, maybe it wasn't my purpose, but I know firsthand it's very hard to keep up with a business or a business plan. And that's a word, that's a key, that's the episode is talking about just the surge in businesses. And you know, only the strong will last. I have seen so many, you know, the FBI watching our phones, bitch. Like the other day, I was like, I'm on this Seymour's kick now. I'm gonna eat Seymour's or whatever. So I'm looking like, all I said was Seymour's on my phone. Like, I'm just taking my phone and I'm just like, bitch, Seymour's. So that they can recommend me some Seymour's. Now I'm not even mad at the FBI-ness of our phones. I don't even care anymore that our phones be listening to us, because I really be needing some recommendations. Like, for real, like, I want to see some companies. Like, if I'm into this thing now, we're buying in like no salt seasoning, so I'll be like, seasoning, FBI, government, listen to me, send me my recommendations, please. Like, I don't care anymore. I'm here for it, because they be showing me mad brands, mad companies, like, girl. So, you know, get on board with the governmentness of our smartphones, because it was helpful this year. I'm here for the government this year. Let me stop. I'm here for it this year. I mean, for real. Like, so I noticed a lot. And then when I would see these ads for some of these businesses, I would go on their page and they were relatively new companies. Hey, you just finished watching a clip from Brit Says the podcast. Wasn't that dope? If you enjoyed that, you can watch the full episode just by clicking right here. And watch more episodes from Brit Says. Subscribe, comment, like, and review.